What's up, everybody? It's Strings and Sweaters, and let's talk about this new St. Pat's jersey. Okay, so there is a new Toronto Maple Leafs alternate jersey. It's their St. Pat's jersey. They release one of these around St. Patrick's Day each year, and this will also be the last Adidas jersey produced before Fanatics takes over, which is pretty cool. So before we review the new St. Pat's jersey, I thought it would be cool to kind of go into the history and the background of why St. Patrick's Day is even related to the city of Toronto. And I'll be honest, I'm an American hockey fan, so I don't know the backstories of a lot of these Canadian teams. So I did have to do some research here. But basically, if you know Toronto Maple Leafs jersey history, you know they have the Arenas jersey. That was an alternate a few years ago. And that jersey is the original Toronto hockey team. It was formed way back in like 1917. They basically won a Stanley Cup. There's only a few teams in the league at that time, but they won a Stanley Cup in like their second year. And then they disbanded just because of like debt and ownership. And there's a huge hockey like fandom in Toronto, so they wanted another team, and this is how the St. Pats formed. So in like 1920, 1921, the St. Pats were established, and really it paid homage to like the large Irish community that basically immigrated to Toronto, and that's why they're the St. Pats. Now there's a few iterations of this St. Pat's jersey. They kind of changed jersey styles like every year, even though they weren't in the NHL for too long. So let's look at this thing and get into how I feel about it. I will give a disclaimer. Personally, I don't really like event jerseys. Now, I like the history. This is a throwback to a team, so it is cool. But I don't necessarily like holiday jerseys or event jerseys. So like wearing this in a way that's like a St. Patrick's Day jersey, or kind of lumping it in with the NHL and how they do their green St. Patrick's Day jerseys. I would never own a green St. Patrick's Day jersey. That's just sort of not something that I'm into. But let's just talk about this from like a standpoint of throwing it back to this original Toronto team. So this new jersey, they went with the clover this time, which I'll say, even though I've been talking about throwing back, this clover is actually brand new. They never had a clover on the old jerseys, the vintage jerseys for this team. So this is kind of a new kind of reimagination of what the St. Pat's jersey could be with a more modern design. I will say I really love the stitching that kind of borders the outside cloves on this. I don't know if I don't know if it's chain stitching, but it's like this really interesting, unique like stitching that like separates itself from each line. So like you have little spaces in between it. I'm trying to think back to my home ec class when they taught us how to do this stitch. But I remember you go in and you come back out the same hole, and that's essentially how you do it. If anyone knows what that stitch is called, let me know. And then it looks like the St. Pat word mark is done in the same kind of fabric material that they use for something like the Seattle Winter Classic letters that went down that jersey. I have that right here to show you. It's up here, right here. So like the letters on this jersey are like these kind of like felt vintage style letters, and that's what it looks like to be for the St. Pat's word mark as well. They just reuse that type of felt. I will say though, the word mark here with the T and the diamond underneath it is a direct throwback to the St. Pat's. Let me see what year. The St. Pat's 1921 jersey. I guess all of them kind of have that T with the diamond since they all say St. Pat's on them. But specifically that one. The striping doesn't go all the way around, which I think all the St. Pat's throwbacks would have. It's kind of similar to, I guess, the Adidas one that they redid a few years ago. The striping doesn't go all around the torso on that, and the reason is because the numbers on the back are green, and they need that backdrop of white. So it kind of just the backdrop kind of just stops right here on the sides, doesn't do a full circle around. Now I'm interested to see what the number styling is on this jersey. So what if I'm seeing is right, the number styling doesn't have that cool stitching in that the last one had in it. The numbers are actually just a pretty bland Toronto font, all green. Same with the nameplate. So that's kind of a letdown. I did really like those original St. Pat jerseys, how they had the stylized numbers. And looking at the assistance patch, it's also kind of this boring font. Nothing really special to the assistance patch, which is kind of let down because I feel like you could shape the captain's and assistant patch into like a really cool logo, like a really cool logo that somehow represents like St. Patrick's Day. Maybe like a leprechaun's hat for the captain. Who knows? Anything that's really clever like that. Now I will say I usually hate ads on jerseys. The Toronto Maple Leafs are the one exception. The milk ad is iconic. That patch is just so cool. It just says milk. And I do really appreciate that they changed the milk ad color to green on this jersey, rather than what a lot of teams do is they'll have an ad on their jersey that's a complete color that clashes with the rest of the jersey, and it looks terrible. As long as that milk ad is there and it's complementing the jersey, I'm fine with that ad, honestly. I really like that one. But I like that they've changed the color. Appreciate it. Not that the retail jerseys will even have that milk ad on it, but if you were to buy it at like the stadium, it may have that advertisement patch. As for changes I would have made to this jersey, I like it. I appreciate that there is going to be a St. Pat's jersey that uses the clover on it. I think it's kind of needed. It was due to happen, right? It was due to be a thing, and we got it. The one thing, though, I think the striping on this jersey is a little bit bland. It would have been cool to have maybe some green on the shoulders in some way, or just maybe something else to spice it up. But it's a little bit bland of a jersey, but I do like the word mark in the clover like that. It does appear to be that this is going to be the best St. Pat's jersey, in my opinion, just because it's just so put together. Like you got this like new influence with the clover, and then you got the classic St. Pat's word mark, and it really fits together perfectly. And where could they have gone wrong on this jersey? They could have definitely gone wrong on the outline of the clover, but I like that they put that white outline there to separate it from the green backdrop. I think it looks great, and it's a great stylized clover as well. Like it's very unique. It's not like if you were to look up like on Google Images like cartoon drawn clovers, they tend to really start to look stupid and just all kind of like really toony. This one, I like how it has this very unique look. And of course, it's a perfect placement of the clover, as the Maple Leafs usually have this leaf on the front with the name word mark here. So it's cool that the leaf changes into a clover for this jersey. So I'm going to say this is the best St. Pat's iteration there is. The one that they put out, I believe it was in 2012. Sorry, the one that they put out in 2002, the Heritage uniform. I know a lot of people really love that one. That was a cool one. It got everything really correctly about the retro vibe to it. Like it's pretty much the same jersey that they wore in the 20s. So that one, if that's your favorite, I definitely understand. But I think with this one, I really don't get people who say the last iteration of the St. Pat's jersey, the one that came out in 2019. I don't really get the people who say like that's still their favorite or prefer that one over this one, because this one just like with the clover, it does make it better. It just is better. Like it's got a clover on it. To rate this jersey, I would give it, for doing its job and knowing knowing where it needs to stop when it comes to being excessively St. Patrick's gaudy, and having that kind of like ability to not overdo it and stay classy, I would give it a 7 out of 10. So would I get this jersey? No. Would I wear it? No. I just don't like the idea of like having like a St. Patrick's Day theme or whatever. But you know, I'll let it slide because I want to judge this jersey without my bias in it. But I think this is a pretty solid jersey among the Maple Leafs other jerseys. Let me know, guys, what you think of this jersey in the comments. That's going to be our video today. What would you rate it? Are you going to buy it? What's your favorite iteration of the St. Pat's uniform? And don't forget to subscribe and give me a like. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.